All right. Well, welcome, everybody. So glad you are joining us. We should be live here on Instagram and Facebook right now. So there's gonna be a little bit of a delay. That's the thing with this program is, yeah, it's fabulous. Allows us to stream all around the world, but there is going to be a little bit of a delay. So if I'm reading your comment, maybe a few seconds late, but great to see you all. We've got Jerry and Mary and Teresa, all sorts of folks joining us right now. So again, so good to see you guys. Unfortunately, I think I only see our our YouTube comments, which is kind of unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to pull up the Facebook. Oh no, Facebook just kicked on. There's Kay from on Facebook. Good to see you. Um, let's see. I got Ann joining us. Kathy is on Facebook. Another Kathy too. Monica. Good to see you all. So share where you're from. I know Kathy's from Colorado. Last year, I believe we were in like 125 different countries with the summit. Hey, Mary, good to see you. And this year, I'm going to talk to my team and see where we're pulling traffic from. Monica says she's from Finger Lakes, Kansas, Greenville, South Carolina. Casey's from Idaho. You guys, it's going by too fast, folks. South Carolina, snowy Colorado. So yeah, this is Holland, Michigan. Aubrey is from Xenia. Yes, not too far from us, maybe like 40 minutes away. We actually have a few workers that have worked with us this last season on our farm that were in Xenia. Yeah, so we are super excited here to have you all join us. Ontario, a couple from Ontario, Renee and Mark are both coming from Ontario. JP, you're here. You're on YouTube. That's totally fine. We've got Brenda joining us, Lisa joining us, Santa Cruz, Chuck, good to see you. Chuck is actually about 30 minutes south of us, I think, Texas. Yeah, folks, we're supposed to get some pretty cold weather tonight. I think, well, in the scheme of things, I think it's not that cold. It's only, I think it's only like 15. Later this week, though, we're going to get super cold. Friday morning will be 9 degrees. Next week is supposed to be -2. So yeah, we're looking at some cold weather hitting us here. Unfortunately, the snow is going to go south of us. So, well, let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to jump on. Typically, what we do in the midweek is I'll record a podcast episode where I'll do some highlights from the summit. Now, this year, we have a full-time farm going on, so I'm working hard on that. And last week, our entire crew had to be out because them were sick. So it was me, my wife, and my sister-in-law that did all the packing, which basically set us back for a day and a half, which means I didn't get it done. So what we're going to do is I've got here all notes from so many of the presentations, 27 presentations, folks. So a lot of content here. And there's some fabulously long presentations. I actually recorded with Stephen Gretel from Sunny Meadows, and that was like a 90-minute presentation, all jam-packed with fabulous information on scaling. So I've got a bunch of notes here. I'm going to go through that. We will go ahead and I'll share like a picture of the day's speakers, and we'll kind of go through them, and I'll talk about the different presentations. And folks, we will do some giveaways. I got a couple things I'm planning on giving away. And we're going to have to get some shares, though. So right now, I'm going to go to our Facebook post. Right now on Facebook, folks, I'm just going to get over there and see if I can get there and find the post. I think we have like 300 something shares. And let's see right here. And pull up the post, today's post right now. Pull up the post. We've got 93 comments, and they are, how many shares do we have? We don't have any shares on this post. Let's get some shares on this post, folks. If we get some, so share this with anyone in your wall, And if we get some shares going, we will do some giveaways here. We'll probably do a little bit later in the presentation, but I want to give away some willows. So we grow like 5 or 8, I think it's 10 different types of willows on our farm. We do pussy willows. We do some curly willow, from fantail willows. We have a bunch of bee willows for bees. We got the winter glory, which is a beautiful one. Whole bunch of the heirloom, so it's a gold willow. So we will send one person here, folks, a package of like 15 or so of those sticks. So what you do is we cut them, we sell them online, but we'll send you basically a collection of the best ones for cut flowers for the pussy willows. So yes, Kelly says I need willows. Go ahead and share again, folks. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll give away an all access pass. So I know so many of you have been taking advantage of the all access pass. And so we'll be basically giving away one of those as well. Now, even if you already purchased it and we'll give it away, we'll just refund the your fee that you spent on that. So yeah, so absolutely. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and dive a little bit into 329 shares. That's awesome. In hot climates, Rebecca, that I'm not expert about. They do great here in Ohio. I know they do great up a little bit north, but I'm not really 100% sure on, and when you say hot climates, how hot do you mean? And a little caveat, we only ship those to the 48 states, just because shipping out of country for plant material can get really challenging. So we just want to make sure we're not doing that. So Gary says he's babysitting grandkids in Arkansas. That's awesome, Gary. And look at that, Pondy Mountain Farm Produce. Good to see you. And Melissa, yeah, South Carolina would be fine. Willows and Dogwood, McKinsey, yeah, absolutely. It's your farm in Ohio. Vanessa says she's from Nova Scotia. Awesome, Vanessa. That's good to see. All right. Well, before we dive into our speakers, I wanted to share a little bit about my why, because obviously, our team starts working on this summit. Actually, we started last January. So it's been 12 months in the making. And so what it is for us is, my background is I started farming when I was 14 in upstate New York. My brother and I started a farm. People told us, didn't tell us we couldn't do it, so we did it. And we started with, our front yard, and we kind of scaled from there. So we tilled up our front yard, then we tilled the side yard, then we tilled up our neighbor's basically field, and then we started renting land in the area. We ran that farm for a decade in upstate New York. Very successful, had 20 employees. We were a mixed flower, vegetables. There's 90% vegetables. We did about 100 acres of pasture as well. And in 2015, my wife and I had a child, our oldest, Charlotte. I don't know if you guys can see this picture back here. I'll move that so you can see this picture back here. There's Charlotte holding the sunflowers. And when she was born, my wife wanted to be near her family again back in Ohio. So we made the very difficult decision to lease out the farm and move to Ohio. Now, we handed the next people perfect, soils. They took over our fields. They took over our equipment. They took over our markets. They took over our team. And within 8 months, they went bankrupt. And so, that was really hard because, that was like my life. That was everything I'd built for the last decade. And, looking at kind of why they failed and just kind of breaking down all the different aspects of, what happened there really got me interested in starting to help other farmers. So that kind of we built a company called In the Field Consultants, and that morphed into What's Growing Farmers and the Thriving Farmer podcast, and now this series of summits. And, a friend of mine came to me one time and he said, Michael, I love the trainings you're doing, because at that time we were doing some pretty large scale trainings we do a lot with Ray Tyler. We're doing some stuff with some other people. And he said, I love this, but I wish all of you guys would come together and put something together for all of us, combining your wisdom. And so that's when we decided, a summit would be a great way to do that. So any folks here that have attended other summits, like I know we've done the Thriving Farmer Summit we did in the fall of 2019, the Mushroom Summit we did in the fall of 2020. So if either anyone's attended those, go ahead and drop it in the comments. And I just want to hear from you guys, kind of about that. So go ahead and share that in the comments. If any of you attended our other summits, we've had, our first summit, we had 11,000 people live. Our second summit, we had 21,000 people live. This summit, as we speak right now, I will let you know exactly how many people we've signed up for it. Let me go in and look at the lists here. All right. Who wants to guess how many we have signed up right now? Let me know in the comments how many people you think we have signed up. It is huge. Yes, it is huge. There's a lot of people. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Yes, summits are why I'm now a small farm university member. Such a great investment. 60K Kathy, we're not that good yet. I wish. Mary says 4,000. Brenda says 6,000. Shar says 30,000. Kelly is 14,000. 24,000, 3K, 21,000. Great guesses here, folks. 32,000, 26,000, a little less than 20. Well, less than Sharon's probably our closest. Let's see, 10,000, 1,200. Let's see if I can find anyone that's super close here. Let's see, 1,850, 2K, 11K, 18K, 24,000. So right now, as we speak, people, we had some people pretty close. We have 12,706 signed up. Actually make that 12,709 signed up. So there we go, folks. That we'll probably add another 6,000 to 8,000 tomorrow. Well, maybe 6,000 to 8,000 by the time we're done. We'll see. Our goal, obviously, for this, I wanted to hit 25,000. This time we didn't have some of our bigger people mailing for us. So typically we have some pretty large lists that we'll mail about the summit. And, they just weren't able to do that this year. So a lot of our traffic's having to be run from ads. And so that's why it's not as big. But yeah, it's exciting. We're excited to share this information. But, back to kind of what we do as a company is we run our annual summit. It's free for the 3 days. And again, some people choose to upgrade. That's great. And they get the lifetime access. And we do other trainings throughout the year. So we have a Start Your Farm Intensive, which is a fabulous deep dive, 30 days to get the right farm plan built. We also do our Farmers Market Success course. It's a wonderful deep dive into setting up and selling at farmers markets. And the other courses we've got is we have our Small Farm University that is jam-packed with, it's at 27 different courses now, and everything from dry your greens course, build a germination chamber, all sorts of stuff in there. So that's kind of what the other part of our company does. And then, of course, we have our Thriving Farmer podcast now with over 161 episodes. And we've interviewed a wide variety of experts and brand new farmers in the agricultural community. So Kathy said that's the one I did, the farmers market. Yes, that sounds correct. JP's asking, when do you start day 2 and day 3? So day 2 is Saturday and day 3 is Sunday. They both start at 6 a.m. So again, you want to get up early, start watching those presentations. Amy says, I listen to the podcast regularly. Love it. Awesome, Amy. At least there's a few of you guys left. Rhonda says she is from South Dakota tonight. All right. So I wanted to welcome you guys all, talk about the why. And then I want to find out, McKinsey says, found growing farmers through the podcast years ago. Seal Point Farm says 6% Eastern time. Yes. So you get 24 hours access to the summit presentation. So it starts at 6 a.m. and then goes to 6 a.m. the next morning. So that's how we have that set up. I think it's Slyner. You are tuning in from Papua New Guinea, south of Pacific. That is so awesome. I think you pretty much are literally the furthest point away on the map that you could get from us here in North America. So that is so awesome. I've had a few friends that actually have been missionaries over there. Yeah, it's great that you found us. I'm interested to find out, are you on our email list or how you found out about us? All right. Kelly said, I just want to join for that mushroom summit, not to mention the rest. Yeah, the mushroom summit was fabulous. So much information. We grow mushrooms, so many mushroom farms have started from that. They just told me how many, they're like, hey, we started because of this. All right. Amy, livestock summit. Yes, that would be really, really cool to do. That is not my expertise. Livestock. I mean, I spent a summer at Polyface Farm, intern there. So again, I can throw hay, can feed pigs. We raised plenty of chickens in New York, but I'm not, my jam is farm business, really. Farm business marketing. That's kind of where I'm at. And that's my expertise. Obviously, we grow, 40 different vegetables here on the farm. But, we have a crew and a team that their goal is to take care of that. I manage the upside of the business as well. So let's dive into some of our speakers, because obviously you guys didn't come here to listen to me chat for chat here. You want to, see who we've got coming on board today. So let's see if I can look at that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Share screen. And here we go. All right. So you guys should be able to see our day one speakers. And day one has 7 speakers, okay? It's fabulous. Now, day one is all about really why flowers. So, why should we be growing flowers? What's possible? How to get started. And obviously, if you joined us earlier this week, you heard from Dave Downing. We streamed his talk live on YouTube Monday. And if you look down on our page, you should be able to find that. Dave, fabulous resource. He is one of the smartest guys. He's been doing flowers his entire life. And he just knows so much. What I loved about Dave's talk is not only did he kind of cast the vision about what's going on in the world, but he also shared, very specific insights like, hey, you need to be growing this crop and this crop for your filler. And you need to make sure to get peonies in the ground right now. Now, he recommends fall planting. Other people recommend spring. So again, I think it depends on where you are and how you want to do it. I just saw a comment from the other day, someone that just bought 3,000 of them. Our goal is, I think, get 100 for this fall and put them in. But some of that's the great stuff from Dave. And the thing about Dave is he literally knows every single different crop out there and just can give you that information. So again, Dave was leading us off. He's fabulous. Now, next one up is going to be Jessica Hall. Now, I absolutely love Jessica. She's got Harmony Harvest Farm in the Shenandoah Valley, one of my favorite places in the country. Absolutely beautiful down there. And Jessica's joining us not only Friday, but she is joining us on Sunday as well. So Friday is really about the big picture, setting your vision, thinking about how to move forward with that, building a network, framing failure. So much of what we do on a daily basis is failure. Last year we started our farm here, the farm on Central, and I was doing some work today. We're going out for more financing through the USDA, and I pulled some reports. There was on our report 558 different things we sold throughout the year. Okay. And what I mean by that is different actually catalog items. Now, what will we sell next year? Our goal is to sell less than 100 products. But this year, it was trying things that kept failing. And that's fine. We learned through it. We found out that, people want to buy jalapenos, 4 or 5 at a time typically. They don't want a quart. They typically don't want one. And so that's obviously part of that. Okay. We're going to, these are 3 items. Now we're just going to sell them by the 4 to 5 at a time. We tried selling, let's see what else we tried selling. All sorts of things. Flowers, we did flowers, we did mixed bouquets, we did straight bouquets, we did, big giant dinner plate dahlias. What sold well for us was Friday and Saturday mixed bouquets. And so we're looking forward this year to actually putting in a U-pick, and U-pick actually got really popular for us in the fall. So our goal is to really focus this year on doing U-pick and actually have an outside designer come in and do the bouquets for us, because again, our goal on the farm and our focus is more on the vegetables, and we're doing a lot of value added now. So again, our goal is to expand our farm to allow other people to participate and allow them their own little tiny enterprises on our farm. So again, that's something we're messing around with, trying. We'll see how it works. But again, it's failure, trying something new every single day. The another one up here is Paul and Mike and Polly Hutchinson. Now, Mike and Polly and I go way, way, way back. Probably back, let's see, probably 2010, 2011. So I've known them. I knew them through my friends, Paul and Sandy Arnold in upstate New York, my mentors. And Polly and Mike, absolute fabulous people, some of the nicest people we ever meet. And they are doing something new. So they're starting a retail store in Providence, and they walk us through what that looks like and kind of how their business is evolving. Very fascinating, very cool with what's going on there. And they give us a behind the scenes look. Actually, there's in the video, there's construction going on around them, which is really cool. And they're kind of in the middle of the open space, just sitting down and sharing what's going on. So, all right. And then next up is Heidi. So Heidi actually right here on this side of my screen is actually on our team. And Heidi is basically the woman behind our summit. She's the one that keeps track of all our speakers, makes sure that gets all the information. She is an absolute key part of our team. And the summit would not have happened without her. And she also had time to pull together a presentation. And here's what the presentation is on transplant flowers. So like your bedding plant flowers, and how, if you're not selling transplants in the spring, even if you have just a cut flower business, you're absolutely missing out. So absolutely recommend you listen to her presentation. Again, we couldn't do without her. Super huge kudos to all the work she does. Again, to bring you guys this summit every single year. Next up is Stacy. Now, Stacy's a great friend of mine. She actually started her career as an engineer. She went into urban farming on a larger scale, and now she teaches more on the gardening scale from the West Coast. She's going to talk about how to add flowers to your backyard. So a little bit more focused on the newer beginner grower, but she, again, is a wealth of information. She's on top of it. She knows her stuff, and yeah, she's a powerhouse. You will absolutely enjoy her. Pondy says going to be focusing hard on our transplant production. Let's see, Melissa Smith, actually, I think Jen Irving says, just signed up. Curious if we get an email link. You should get an email in a few minutes. It will take a little bit to trickle through. Again, with the amount of people that we have signed up for the summit, emails can be a little bit slower just because, again, when you're trying to send 90,000 emails at a time, they take a little bit to go through. Yeah, Amy, transplants are awesome. I mean, we did a really awesome transplant business this spring, and we are looking to expand that, double that next year. And there's a lot of other things you can mess around with on that side as well. So we started tilling people's gardens. We have a walk behind rototiller. You might as well till their gardens, charge $60 to $100, fertilize at the same time. It's an upcharge, worked out really well for us. So Jenny says, I've signed up already, but where can I see the daily schedule presenters? So if you go to the all access page, and I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to that here below, you can scroll to the bottom and see the day's presentations, who's going to speak on what days. Now, again, we don't have specific times except for some of our live presentations. So Saturday and Sunday, we actually have live presentations at very specific times. Friday is just the 7 presentations. You get to watch them all day long. And we also have a live Q&A in the evening. So every single evening, we also have a live Q&A. to answer your questions. So make sure that you are paying attention to your email inbox. And, we send that email out at 6 a.m. If by 6:30 you haven't gotten that, go ahead and email us, because again, after 24 hours, that first batch of presentations is back in the vault and gone. Mike's asked, are you going to have an all access pass combination for all your summits? Right now, how we have it set up, and Monica asked what time the live Q&A, either 7 or 8 p.m. Okay. So they vary, depends on my schedule and how I can do it, but most of them are at 7. SFU can access all speakers at later date. Yes. Yeah. So Pondy Mountain, is in our, Small Farm University. And yes, all Small Farm University members have access to all our summits and all our training. So that's kind of like, you pay a monthly fee and you get all the goodies. So yeah, absolutely. Let's see, Mike, I think it's if you get the all access pass, I think there's another step you can go through. You keep clicking through and there is an option to get the other 2 summits for, I think it's like the 2 previous summits for just $97 or something like that. So, absolutely. Yes. Plum Bob says, who's the garden farming woman again? That would be Stacy. Stacy is on the West Coast. Now we also have Dr. Barbara. Now, Dr. Barbara is sharing the benefits of flowers for us in our ecosystem. Now, she's actually from Ohio, so from my home state, which is awesome. And she is a professor. So she does a lot. She does some work with OFA. And she, lives here in my home state. She's really talking about the overall on the psychological aspect of how flowers affect us on a, personal level. This last couple of years have been crazy. I think we can all agree that. And, having to be able to walk outside and just walk through the dahlia field and see these beautiful blooms, walk into the greenhouse and see the hummingbirds just flitting around the flowers in there. They absolutely went crazy over the zinnias, even though I don't think there's a lot of pollen or nectar in the zinnias, but they absolutely loved them and they were in there all the time. That's just something. So even if you take nothing away from this, if you're a backyard, if you just go ahead and throw in a couple dozen flower plants, that can change your life. Elizabeth asking, are your times in Eastern time? Yes. Elizabeth, absolutely. Eastern time is all our times will be in Eastern time. So that means for you on the West Coast, you should get your email at 3 a.m. But that also means that you have the presentations 3 hours later too. So yes, and the hummingbirds love the pineapple sage and the snapdragon. We did snapdragons this year. We did not do pineapple sage. I really want to do that this year as well. And then finally, on the first day, our last speaker of the day is Logan Keister. Now, Logan's done a couple summits with us. He did our mushroom summit last year. Logan is a very special human being who has a mind that just shares so much about just like the natural and edible world. So he really came on to talk about how to prepare floral and herbal teas and tinctures, talks about the different flavors of plants and, what they can tell you. And then, herbal oils versus essential oils. And then, flower oils, all about that as well. So very interesting. It's a long presentation. It may take you a while to get through, but there's so much value there. So much information that just packed right in there. So again, super awesome. And again, I'm super grateful for him to coming on well. All right. Let's see. So someone growing equality says, I avoid tilling and am converting land to biological ready nutrient bio food web. Will this apply? Absolutely. So Stacy talks about that. And then actually let's move to day 2. Let's see if I can go here to day 2. Day 2, we have Greg Peterson. Now, Greg Peterson talks all about soil. He's a soil guy, great friend over at Urban Farm in urbanfarm.org. If you haven't listened to his podcast, he's at like hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Again, a fabulous, very interesting of what he got going over there. Tons of good episodes on everything out there, and I highly recommend you listen to him. Mariposa Farm says, could you please clarify exactly how the summit works? Absolutely. So, Friday morning, so that's 2 days from now. Guys, sorry, this has been a long last 4 days. They're starting to blend together. It's been crazy. So, Friday morning, 6 a.m., you get an email. It's going to say, hey, here's the day's talks. Here's a button. Go start watching them. And then at that time, you'll see all the videos. We have a portal that you can get into. And you can click on the video, watch them. And then you've got till 6 a.m. the next morning to watch those videos. Then at 6 a.m. the next day, you'll get another email. And at that time, it'll say, here's your next day's presentations. And all the first day presentations go away. And all the next day presentations are available to watch. And on day 2, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 presentations. So there's a lot to learn there. And then if you buy the all access, you get lifetime access to all the presentations, our workbook. We have an app. Everything is available, audio version as well. So if you want to listen while you're working in your field, I know I love to do that. Put my AirPods in and boom, listening to farmers talk about farming is awesome. So that's 2 versions. Again, if you want to just go through the 3 version, that's great. But I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, hey, we're having a summit. She's like, oh, I'll be working Friday, so I won't be able to do it. And so I was like, well, if you're working, you can't do it. Either do it in the evening or listen to, grab the all access pass. So anyway, that's kind of how it works. Yeah. And Amy, every year we offer at 97. Every year we say we should go up in price. But again, our goal with this summit and with our amazing presenters is to share as much education to farmers around the world as possible. So Becky says, not sure your all access went through. So you want to email hello@growingfarmers.com. Let me write this here in the comments here, just so you can make sure. At growingfarmers.com. They will check for you. And they'll get you straight. And, they'll check in the back end. We have, again, Heidi's on customer service, got Elise on customer service. Even Kirsten, who's our business manager and keeps us all straight, she's on customer service. So we've got a team out there to make sure you succeed. And let's see, Marissa says, are the workbooks printables or hard copies? It's absolutely printable. I think it's like 35 something pages or something like that. So lots of great information in that book. And what we do is you take every single page for every single presenter, and you've got your takeaways, and you got notes for every single one. And, as you work your way through, you can kind of, plan your flower plan based on the presentations you've watched. Yes, Kelly, it is all about the soil. Absolutely. We are here in Ohio. We bought this farm. We spent 3 years looking for our farm right here, the farm on Central. You can go look us up on Facebook. Reason it took us 3 years is we had so many different things that we were very, very specific about. I farmed in upstate New York. I'm very challenging land. And so I knew exactly what I wanted. And again, this farm property has been absolutely great. I mean, obviously there's challenges with any property. We're 8-acre urban farm, so we have to deal with city zoning and all sorts of fun things there. But the soil type we're on, we have unlimited water below us. There's a lot of things, and we're in a very protected windward area. So like today, there's 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we only got 20, 25 miles here on the farm. So again, we're super lucky we're able to find this location, and we're in an 1897 house. So how cool is that? I mean, the walls here, knock on these walls, those are plaster walls. I mean, super thick plaster walls. And that actually wall right there is like brick. It's like literally 2-foot thick brick. So again, super cool house. And again, I'm super lucky, super grateful for, being able to find this place and live in this place. All right. Marsha says, been enjoying so many presentations. Carol says, Plant Masters checking in from our nation's capital. Hope you're enjoying winter growing. Yeah, Sharon says that virtual conference is amazing as many of us are landlocked when we cannot travel with a farm. I understand that. You know, my wife and I haven't gone anywhere really in the last year. Actually, we went to the only time I think we went one time to this spring to New Orleans for 2 days. We had to cut that trip short because I had to come back for a zoning meeting too. Living in the city farming is challenging, folks. All right. All right. So Plum Bob says, get back to the speakers. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go back and talk about speakers for day 2 because we've got those up. So again, Greg Peterson, all about the soil. He's going to be sharing that. Now, that's going to be a live presentation with him as well at 7 p.m. So we'll be doing that live, and then we'll be doing a Q&A with him afterwards, and then we'll go into the general Q&A at 8 p.m. So again, that's going to be a fabulous information. And then we've got our second for day 2 is Johnny's research team. All right. So Johnny's is one of those companies where you always spend way too much money with them, you think, but the quality of the product is so high that you know it's worth it. And the cool thing about Johnny's is the amount of research they do. So again, the fact that they've got multiple people just doing research on flowers and can come on the summit and give a very good insight on their overwintered flower trials is great. So you definitely want to get their presentation. We've got Tanya from Skyfall Flowers. And, so Adam, who used to work at Johnny's, is Tanya's partner. And they actually farm outside of Chicago. And so they do a lot of dahlia production. And so great friends of mine. They were one of the first people I reached out to. And I said, I'm running a flower summit. Do you want to come? And she said, absolutely. And so she did a great presentation on all things tunnels. Now, if you get to my presentation or the presentation in day 3 with Steve and Gretel Adams, they also say build tunnels. That's one of their 4 things for scaling your farm is build tunnels. So you're going to hear from me, from a lot of people, put those tunnels up, and her presentation is on the best ways to make it work in a tunnel. So what type of tunnel, top tools to have handy, and then what plants earn their spot under the cover. Because again, covered space isn't cheap. It's, right now with the steel increase, you're looking at about $2 a square foot for your cheapest, all the way up to about $10 a square foot for your more expensive tunnels. So, yeah. So Amy, yes, Johnny's is great. Eden Brothers, Swallowtail. Amy, I don't know if you've checked it out in the all access pass, you have the resource guide. So we have, I think 60 plus different vendors, all listed out with exactly what they offer and kind of our notes around them. So again, it's a fabulous part of the all access pass to make sure you check out. All right. Who else do we have on day 2? We have Eric and Beth from Evenpole Farm. I've actually visited their farm. They are wonderful people. They're farming out in Oregon. It's a very, very expensive land. Land's like $20K an acre at least out there. So it's very expensive. They have a beautiful, very compact farm on top of it, doing really cool things. And the cool thing about their farm is they've got a vegetable farm, but they've chosen to really integrate flowers very well with it and produced a beautiful bouquets every week at the farmer's market. So they share how they do that, how they integrate them. And again, I always learn so much when I go out there and check them out. We also have Jennifer from Whatever Comes Naturally. Now, Jennifer's on a very small farm, okay? A very urban farm. And what she's sharing about is how to start small and also how small can really reap big dividends. So talking about, your top producers, how things are going to work on there. Soil. She also talks a lot about soil, and she also talks about what makes her market garden bouquets stand out as well. Okay. So she's really going over like, okay, I'm at market, got all these other vendors around me. What do I do to make my bouquets fly off the shelves? So again, make sure you do check out. Now, Christy is a woman after my own heart because she is talking about lean flower farming, which I think is absolutely amazing. She is sharing everything from, plan keeping. So, how to plan your season lean. She talks about, how to harvest lean, buckets, quick wrap demo on market bouquets. So she gives us some really specific key points on how to save time and money on your farm. So again, I'm super excited about that presentation. That's definitely one I will want to be writing a lot of notes down from. We've also got Christy Ralphs from Nourish Gardens in New Zealand. So I think she's one of our furthest presenters, from furthest away. And she's going to be sharing about, actually, no, wait. Christy is the one sharing on lean principles. Sorry, folks, I got that confused. The next up is Maggie. So Maggie is sharing from Greenlight Farm, and she's talking about working and blooming in your climate. Okay, so she's talking about how she's growing in her climate with organic methods and some of the challenges she's facing and all of that. And then we've also got, she's talking about dried flowers. Now, folks, if you're not drying flowers, you're missing out. I even have these dried straw flowers. Now, they don't look like much. I harvested them way too late. But you know what? Straw flowers are my favorite, one of my top favorite flowers. And you just cut them, hang them upside down. A couple weeks later, you can bring them inside. So that's what we did here. And every so often the kids go by and mess with the bouquet. So that's why it doesn't look so hot right now. But it's there. It's providing a little bit of color. But I will say, the people in this summit know how to actually do dried flowers. I just tend to mess around with it. All right. Next we have up is Betsy from, I think it's Spongetta's Garden. Now, what Betsy is sharing with us is how to make profitable market bouquets. Okay. So again, there's all sorts of ways you can sell your flowers. There's all sorts of people you can sell your flowers to. But one of the best ways can be market bouquets, because you take what you got, and you take it and you build specific bouquets and you sell them and you upsell them. And it's great. And so, she's going to share her top recipes and the money math, folks. If you don't know your money math, you're losing out. So that's what she's sharing. She shares what flowers you want to avoid. And then also which bouquets she sells that only have 2 different varieties in them. So again, folks, her talk is fabulous too. I am so excited. Again, all our speakers are amazing. I'm just so privileged that they are willing to join us for this. We also, on the second day, we also have Melissa from Freilich Flowers, and she is talking all about dahlias in hot climates, okay? So she's there in the south, and she's talking all about the dahlias. And, dahlias to me are a very special flower. I know a lot of you think the same thing because I watched you buy all the flowers, the bulbs from all these farmers around, like Steve and Gretel. They grow coolers and coolers of them, and they sell them all to you guys. So again, the dahlias are a great flower. She's going to share all the information. And then also, gosh, folks, we have still 3 presentations on day 2. Christina is sharing about how to manage an efficient harvest. She's in Washington. She's a young flower farmer. So she's going to talk about how to build an intentional harvest for better results, why picking a rhythm is key to efficiency, and what she does to apply the 1% rule. So I'm going to leave you to go listen to her presentation to learn all about what that 1% rule is. But again, it's a great presentation. We also have the Sarah Funk of Grow Flowers, and she is sharing about how to do successful planning, okay? Planning for both supply and sanity. So she's very busy. She's got, I think, 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids, and she's got a lot going on. So she's got to make sure that everything is laid out exactly like she needs it, so she knows what to plant when, so she has a full season of bouquets. So that is, her presentation kind of walks you through that. Now, that's it actually. That was, yes, we had Greg Peterson on there twice somehow. Not sure why that was that way, but that is day 2, all your presentations for day 2. Now let me pop through here and look at the comments. Plum Bob is saying, is there a possible cut flower cover crop for first year of transition from lawn, moving sod, and laying topsoil? Can you successfully grow in without synthetics? Absolutely. And Amy is saying sunflowers. Oh my gosh, folks. I love sunflowers. If you notice, I've got multiple pictures on my wall of our sunflowers. This is our sunflower field in 2020. 2021's did not do so hot. So again, didn't make it up there on the pictures. But sunflowers are fabulous. So here's what I would do. Till as early as you can is when the soil's dry. Let it sit for 3 to 4 weeks. Till it again. Plant sunflowers in rows, 24 inches apart. So you can clean, cultivate the whole field. And about 60 to 70 days later, depending on what varieties you choose, you will have a beautiful sunflower field. So again, absolutely worth it. Judith says, excited about transforming our test flower beds from last year into production beds this year. Want to know anything about flower marketing? Oh, that's day 3. So we'll get to that here in a minute. Jennifer says, we have 6 kids, need the planning for sanity. Absolutely. Serena says, what about the Instagram presentation? That is on day 3. So we'll get to that here in a second. All right. Kelly says, getting the all access. I am absolutely sold. So let me see if I can. So if you're looking for that link, summits. All right, here. So if you're looking for that link about the all access, I'm just dropping that in the chat there. So if you want to grab that, go check out what's included in the all access pass. So many days, LOL. I'm confused already because so many good options. Hey, so you don't have to be completely confused. I am going to, here, let me change up how I share the screen. Let me see if I can get out of this presentation here because I want to show you guys something, okay? All right, so here you go. All right, now I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to share with you all. They told me not to do this, but I'm giving you a sneak peek behind the thing, behind the curtain as it was. So when you log in Friday morning, this is what you will see, okay? You'll see Mike and Polly right here, Farming and Retail, New Adventure. You'll get the top points right here, and then you'll be able to click on their presentation to start watching the presentation here. I do a little intro, then we move right into their presentation, and then you can visit their website and their Instagram. So that's basically how it works. Is when you log in, you'll see all of this. Can't show you too much more of the cool things on here, but you'll see the highlights right below, so you'll be able to know which one is to go to right away. So hopefully that will help you choose which ones to kind of get there. All right, so I know you guys have been on for a while, and I know we only have 10, supposedly only more 10 more minutes. I still have day 3 to get to, but let's do a giveaway, okay? So let's say who here wants those? At the beginning, we talked about those willows. All right, go ahead and comment, folks. I'm going to give you guys about 20 seconds or so to go comment below if who really wants the willows. Let's go, and I'll just pick someone at random here to get that. Oh, Susie says, Curly, please. Kelly says, yes. Amberlynn. All right, I'm going to give you guys another few seconds, and I'm just going to scroll and pick somebody. If my 7-year-old was up, I would absolutely have her pick somebody because she loves that kind of thing, but she's already in bed, sleeping. All right. Now, folks, just going to say, we need to make sure that you guys are in the U.S. We can't ship outside. So, all right. All right here, folks. I'm going to scroll back. Let's see. All right. Sheepy Librarian on YouTube. Virginia needs willows. I agree. So go ahead. You're going to want to do is you're the winner of the willow pack. What we'll want to do is go ahead and email us at hello@growingfarmers.com. And we will go ahead and get that shipped out. Now that's going to ship. It's not going to ship right away. We'll ship that late winter to you. But you are the winner. So congrats on that. Now, Amy says moving can't do the willows right now. That's completely fine. Every single year there's more. Let's see. Now, what I'm going to do, all you guys right there, I'm just going to pick another person who already commented for the all access. Now, again, we have other giveaways. So if you don't win tonight, that's completely, totally fine. We will have multiple giveaways. And I'm going to say Friday is our absolute biggest giveaway. It's amazing. You guys are so lucky. I talked to our suppliers. I was like, guys, I really want to make the Friday giveaway super special. And so he was like, let's do it. So let's just put it this way. It's a really great giveaway. And I said something about 10 minutes ago that, again, you may have picked up on it. All right. So let's see. Let's see here. Johanna Fowler Hundley. Let's do you for the all access pass. Okay. So congrats on that, Johanna. Again, go ahead and email our team on that at hello@growingfarmers.com. And we will go ahead and get you the all access pass. So congrats on that. All right. So we are now going to move into to our third day. All right. So let's go ahead and pull that back up, and we'll talk through what you guys got for day 3 of presentations. Because again, there's a lot. I think there's 12 speakers on day 3. All right. So let's go ahead, pull up the presentations. Here we go. For day 3. There we go. So there is day 3 presentations. Again, a lot of beautiful flowers and beautiful people from all around the world. So our first person for day 3 is Harvest Host. Now, Harvest Host is actually, they're not really a farm, they're a service. And they've worked with us over the last couple of years to share their vision, which is to help RVers visit more farms in the U.S. So again, Molly comes on, shares all about how they operate. And unfortunately, we're just not set up here in Ohio to do Harvest Host well, or else we would be doing it. Technically, it's illegal for us to have overnight camping guests on our farm, and we're way too public for us to be able to get away with it. So until I can plant the fast growing bamboo and create like these groves that I can hide the RVs in, we can't do it. But we will be doing it at some point. I guarantee it. All right. So we have back for day 3 is Jessica Hall from Harmony Harvest Farm. And I did a live with her Tuesday. So go to her page on her live, Instagram live. I've got a live I did with her that we talk about her presentations she did and talk about farming with family, because farming with family can be really challenging. She farms with her sister, her parents, her husband, and her kids. And she says it's crazy house, but I completely understand. I've got 3 kids under 7 and under. We had a baby this summer in the middle of it. I don't know how we did it. We did it. I got a lot of gray hair. My wife's a saint. She puts up with me. But again, Jessica's presentations is fabulous. We've also got Lindsay from Wild Root Flower Company talking about operating a successful flower U-pick. Now, I am doing a flower U-pick this year, so I am super interested in making sure that I get on top of that one. She talks about why location is the most important part, what she does to train her customers and her staff, and how to manage the traffic, okay? Especially when you live on the farm, which we do. And it can be very challenging at times sometimes. Today, we had someone come in looking through our windows. It happens at least once a week. And then we've also got Lenny Larkin from B-Side Farm and Floral Design. And she is talking, again, numbers. I love numbers. Tracking profitability on dahlia production. And before she became a flower farmer, she did some amazing work around the country with refugees and translating a novel. So all sorts of crazy stuff. And she really does a roadmap to give you the ability to evaluate any crop for the profitability and know if you're making money at it. So again, fabulous. Really thankful to have Lenny joining us for this. We've got Dawn, a Zephyros Farm and Gardens. He is talking about the marketing and scalability of organic flower farming. Now, What I love about Don is he right now is in the Netherlands getting a degree in organic agriculture, like a second degree or something. But he came on and shared with me all about their marketing. So again, he talked about their farmers markets, he talked about their wholesale, he talked about their CSA, all those aspects and how they've set those up over the years. And so it's just fabulous information. We also have Julie Trainer of the Pickery in New Zealand, and she talks about building a brand for your business. So again, her background is marketing. She comes on and just dives into how to build a brand, because building that brand and understanding what the brand looks like is so key. We also have Stephen Gretel Adams, and again, I recorded with them. It was 90 minutes of nonstop, just note taking, and again, they do a fabulous job with their farm. And I mean, again, I never envisioned to be that big because of what type of farm they have. Again, it's a huge flower farm, 17 or 19 greenhouses. They had to count, like, how many greenhouses do we have again when we did the presentation? But again, if you want to scale, if you want to make a huge difference in the U.S. local cut flower market, they are the ones that are blazing the way. And again, super grateful for them coming on and sharing their expertise. We also have Becky of Rooted Flowers, and Becky shares how talks about walking as yourself, and what she means by that is marketing based on who you are and what you value. Okay, so again, she started with a blank lot. She built a flower farm. She has small kids. So again, farming with small kids. And again, I'm like blown away by how she makes it all work. And she actually did an ad for us for this summit. So some of you may have seen her ad, may have brought you here. Again, so we're super grateful for her. And again, what she shares with, what she's doing there on the farm. And again, I love her Instagram. She does a lot of work on her Instagram, and that's really effective for bringing in customers. So we talk through the specific different types of posts she does. Now, we also have John Renwald, who is of Farmstead Revival Marketing, and talking about Instagram. So it's advice every flower fiend needs to know about growing a following on Instagram. So he's grown his following over to 68,000. So again, super awesome to have him come on, share about that. Again, taking notes like crazy. Stories, lives, posts, and reels. What works, what doesn't, how to make it work. We also have Roger and Mary of Beautiful Edibles. They are a farm in Indiana, and they are sharing all about edible flowers. So again, we said this is a cut flower summit, but I'm always like, let's throw in a little crazy and let's share about, again, day one, bringing in potted flowers, the flower transplants. Day 3, let's throw in some edible flowers. Let you learn about one of their secrets is flowers in a mason jar. Okay. You'll want to get that presentation and listen to that, how the number one sales way of how they sell their flowers is in a mason jar. And then our last presentation, and again, Lori's been with us for all 3 of our summits. We bring her back every single year because she is an expert food photographer, and she will teach you how to take expert pictures. So when I wanted to learn when I said, Lori, I've got to take good pictures of my product because we're now moving online and people buy with their eyes. And they need to see what the product looks like. And she said, okay, here's the simple way to do it for $5. Obviously, a good iPhone works. And so we try at least 1 or 2 iPhone need to be at least only a year or 2 old so we can take good photos. Like in that portrait mode, so you get the blurred background. So that's key. She talks lighting. She talks posing. She talks, bouncing your background. So again, fabulous information from Lori. And we're super grateful for her to come on board. Again, 3rd time sharing her expertise with us on the summit. So there you go, folks. You guys put up with me for an hour. Appreciate that. Plum Bob talking about solar dehydrators. There are some fabulous online plans. I need to build one because we do a lot of drying here. We dry mushrooms. We dry tomatoes for sauce. We dry cherry tomatoes. We dry a lot of herbs for teas. And so our dehydrator is never big enough. So we're going to build ourselves a pretty darn big one. And we just haven't done it yet, but it needs to be done. Beth, yeah, Steve and Gretel, again, they're an hour and a half away. I can't wait to get, maybe when this COVID pandemic's all things over, we'll get over there, get to see the farm. Kelly, yeah, great lineup. Oh my gosh, my team is fabulous. And again, it starts, folks, with us reaching out to between 150 and 120 farmers. I don't know the exact number, but again, the sheet they sent me with all the people they reached out to was huge. We reached out to everybody. Again, people say, well, do you just go for super expensive? No, we go for some new farmers too. We go for, as wide diversity as possible. Because we know every person has a story to share. If they're a beginner, they're going to know something and remember something about that first 6 months that they did wrong, and they can share that with you. And so for our beginning flower farmers, it's going to be a great takeaway. Unfortunately, Steve and Gretel have made so many mistakes so many times, they don't remember some of that stuff to tell the super beginning farmers. So that's why we really like to bring in people from all sides of this, and as wide a diversity as possible. Yeah, DY, when you do build big behinder, yeah, it's probably going to be later this year. I have to build. My next course is a DIY garden cart. So we have a garden cart that we've made. It's a Josh Volk style. So just search Josh Volk, VOLK, garden cart. We welded it up in our shop. You can get a local fabricator to weld it. We've talked about building them knocked down so that you could buy it on a pallet, and just haven't done it yet. Maybe that will happen this year, maybe not. But that's the next course, is to teach you guys how to do that. And the course after that, I believe, is a DIY heated bench system for your greenhouse. And then it will be the dehydrator. So Shar says, I think this is going to be the best learning experience, and can't everyone enough for doing this for everyone. Yeah, our speakers are fabulous, guys. We couldn't do without them. Super grateful for all their wisdom and thing. And our company, we feel like our goal is to be your guide, is to guide you to these awesome flower farmers and organize it. So again, our teams put hundreds of hours into all the behind the scenes. You don't realize, guys, just the number of graphics it takes, the number of video editing hours. We have a video editor who's in the Philippines, and he literally has been working nonstop for the last 2 months to pull this all together for you. Geraldine, sorry about that. Geraldine, here's what I'll tell you. I put in the time zone to the email, and someone took it out. I don't put the emails load into the thing. Someone did. I did put the time zone on the live, but I apologize that you weren't able to join us. But here's the thing: in a couple minutes, we'll be done, and you can go back and listen to the whole thing and learn all the about all the different presenters. Marissa says, we don't know where to start. Flower farm for our cause for kids afflicted with brain tumor, Guatemala. That's awesome. That's a really cool, very cool mission that you guys have. Quantrell Farm says, just an idea, tracking the journey of a brand new farmer and having monthly, quarterly interviews with them over their first couple growing seasons. Bet folks would love to see their journey. That is a great idea. If you guys, we will, it's one of those things. It's like, the bigger the team gets, the more we're capable of doing. And so it's always, looking at kind of our bandwidth as a company, as a farm, as myself. I think the biggest thing is I'm the person holding our team back, unfortunately, just because of my limited hours. Not only am I, have 3 kids, we have a farm with 3-4 employees. We have the online business where we teach farmers around the world. We do 52 podcast episodes a year. And I am actually on our local city council. So I have literally a lot going on in my life. So, but that's a great idea. That would be really interesting. And we will see, again, I'll talk to my team and we'll go from there and see what they say. Diane says, is there a list of times anywhere to see what speakers are on when? Yes. So Brittany said, Brittany, hey, no worries. You can go back and listen to this presentation. It's recorded. You'll be able to go back through the whole thing. Barb said she would volunteer. Times. So start at 6 a.m. Eastern time. You will get a 6 a.m. Eastern time. You will get an email. You'll get that day's presentation. So again, day one, this is day one speakers here. Then 24 hours later at 6 a.m., it will change to these speakers. And then 24 hours later, Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern time, it will change to these speakers. Yes. So there you go, folks. All right. Any final questions before we go? I appreciate you guys all coming on. Thanks so much to you guys for putting up with me for the last hour. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Congrats to Johanna and Sheepy Librarian for winning the giveaway for tonight. Again, there is a big giveaway on the Facebook page that's still going till tomorrow, okay? All right, let me go ahead and pull that up for y'all. And you guys can enter that. And all it takes is 3 things. Commenting on the Facebook group. Let me go to it so I can show you exactly what it takes to enter that giveaway. And again, we're picking that at 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, pulling this up. Share screen window. Here we go. All right, so you should be able to see it here. All right. All right, so the giveaway includes a collection of showy catkin willow plant sticks. So again, we'll give you a bunch of the different ones we have on farm here. A notebook collection and seeds from Floret Farm. From what I understand, their seed sale went very well today, and they sold out. And so we have some of their seeds right here that we will be giving out, as well as their cut flower notebook collection, which is awesome. So that's part of the giveaway, as well as the all access flower power pass and our Start Your Farm intensive course. So that's one of our premium courses, which walks you through in 30 days, A to Z of starting your farm, everything from dreaming to budgeting to figuring out your systems and marketing, and then going to the bank for funding. And that is it. So yeah, to enter that, you need to comment below the post with what you're interested in learning. Share that post and tag a friend, and then go ahead and follow us on Instagram. So it's just Growing Farmers on Instagram. Do those 3 things. You're entered into the giveaway. Brittany says the page is not showing up. I'm going to put this in the comments, and hopefully you guys can get that. And hey, no, this is a good giveaway, guys, but Friday's giveaway is even better, folks. Friday is even better. Learn it all. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to do Growing Farmers is what you're going to want to find on Instagram. And you'll be able to find the information there, folks. And I will do one last posting for all access. So again, if you want to go ahead and jump on board and grab the all access, that is fabulous. Again, $97. Now the price does go up tomorrow at midnight. The price goes up to $147. So again, right now it's in the pre-summit buy period. You get it for under $100. 27 presentations. Again, folks, if you were to pay all these folks hourly rates for consulting, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. These guys experts in their field, and they're sharing fabulous information. So we're super lucky to be able to pull them together. They're willing to share their expertise with you all. And again, it's just $97 and you can grab that. So I am going to let you all go. I am going to go try to go to bed because I have a lot to do tomorrow. We've got to get emails out, and we've got to do all sorts of other things. Actually, I got to go deliver. I got to go deliver at 7 a.m. tomorrow, our wholesale orders. So you guys all have a great night. We will see you bright and early Friday morning to start learning from our awesome speakers. All right, everyone. Good night. Have a great rest of your night.